What if everything you've been told about Meghan Markle's fairy tale rise was missing a crucial chapter? A chapter buried so deep, even the palace might be scrambling to keep it hidden. This week, another piece of the puzzle resurfaced, a 2016 screenshot, an invite to Croatia's infamous Yacht Week, and a name nobody expected to see. The message was simple, almost too casual. If you're free, come join. The cruise fun, low-key, no drama, AH. The initials alone might have slipped past most, but someone zoomed in. Someone remembered the stories, someone connected the dots. And the name they pulled out of the digital ether? Adam Hound. Not a celebrity, not a prince, but a shadowy presence that seemed to orbit the elite with the precision of a satellite. If you were in media, finance, European nobility, or the darker corners of social engineering, you'd heard whispers. And if you hadn't, maybe that was the point. This wasn't just a vacation. It was a key to a world where Hollywood actresses, billionaire playboys, and yes, even royalty partied behind velvet ropes and sun-drenched secrecy. A world Meghan didn't just visit, she studied, survived, and ultimately mastered. And that's where the story splits. Was she a hustler playing the game better than anyone else? Or was something, or someone, pulling the strings behind the scenes? Adam Hound doesn't appear in the tabloids. He doesn't attend red carpets. There are no verified social media accounts, no interviews, no accidental pap walks. And yet, if you peel back the layers of European elite society, especially the crossover space between London finance, minor royalty, and entertainment PR, his name creeps up like a watermark. Always faint, never loud. Born in Geneva, educated in Switzerland, and later the UK, Hound emerged not in the spotlight, but just outside it. Associates describe him as a social asset, a connector, not a frontman. He wasn't rich himself, but he managed other people's wealth, whims, and reputations with unnerving precision. By 2014, he was organizing ultra-discreet events for heirs and heiresses from Monaco to Mayfair. Yacht weeks, ski weekends, private safaris in Botswana, the kind of gatherings that didn't just flaunt luxury, they curated proximity to power, to possibility, to reinvention. And by 2015, Meghan Markle was orbiting that same circuit. We all know how the royal romance story begins. Toronto actress, rising star on Suits, feminist blog, yoga-loving humanitarian. But the public version starts after she meets Prince Harry. The private version? Far more complicated. Between 2014 and 2016, Meghan's life was in a quiet transition. Her marriage to Trevor Engelson was over, Suits provided steady work but limited exposure, and Los Angeles no longer offered the same promise it once did. So she pivoted toward London, toward society circles, toward opportunities that were not always public-facing, but carried immense private currency. One of those opportunities? A personal invite from Adam Hound. The screenshot that leaked this week wasn't a surprise to those who had tracked her movements closely. Meghan had been to Europe multiple times that year. What changed was that we now had a possible host. And Adam Hound didn't just invite people for fun, he invited talent. Croatia's Yacht Week isn't your average holiday. It's a floating ecosystem of models, moguls, crypto heirs, and strategic plus ones. Think Instagram, but curated by billionaires instead of influencers. Each yacht has its own hierarchy, its own role in the larger spectacle. One boat may be for the DJs and stylists, another for the royals in waiting, another for the venture capital observers. There are rules, spoken and unspoken, and everyone's presence is calculated. This is where Meghan shows up. Accounts from crew members, anonymous for now, but cooperating with multiple media outlets, describe a stunning American brunette who wasn't there for fun exactly. She was always observing, asking questions, measuring the room. She didn't flirt, she positioned, one source said. And who was on board? A shortlist includes a cousin of a minor European royal family, a UK-based hedge fund heir, who would later donate to Prince Harry's Invictus Foundation, a woman linked romantically at different times to two high-profile British politicians, and allegedly a royal equerry, someone who previously worked under the Prince of Wales' office. If Meghan's Yacht Week was her debut, Adam Hound was the gatekeeper. Here's what no one's saying out loud. This isn't just about yachts. It's about who was on them. Rumors have swirled since 2018 that Meghan's path to Prince Harry wasn't as organic as claimed. That someone in the royal family, perhaps a cousin, perhaps an aide, had met her years earlier and filed the encounter away. In other words, the first royal crossover may not have been Harry at all. What if someone else in the firm had already vetted, noted, or even recommended her? Because once you look at Meghan's 2016 travel calendar, a disturbing pattern emerges. Montenegro, Croatia, Ibiza, all locations frequented that same year by Prince Andrew, Prince Michael of Kent, and even Princess Beatrice. Coincidence? Maybe. But the palace's frantic refusal to comment on Meghan's pre-Harry life speaks volumes. If it was harmless, they'd ignore it. If it was dangerous, damaging to the myth, they'd bury it. Meghan Markle's life is a case study in image curation. From her blog The Tig, to her UN speeches, to the Vanity Fair cover story that introduced her as wild about Harry, every move was layered, polished, and future-focused. But what's more interesting is what she erased. Early roles disappeared from her IMDb. College friends claim they were blocked and baffled. Her ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, reportedly signed a strict NDA that silenced not just his words, but his existence. So it's worth asking, if Meghan was reinventing herself, what chapter came right before she became royal ready? All signs point to 2016. And that screenshot, "If you're free, come join," was more than a social invite. It was a starting pistol. The official story says Meghan and Harry were set up on a blind date by a mutual friend in July 2016. But two different witnesses from Yacht Week 2016 now claim that a British guy with security was spotted on a nearby dock the same weekend Meghan arrived. No photos, no proof, but enough chatter to raise suspicions. Could Harry have been in the loop earlier than we think? Was he told about Meghan through a trusted third party, someone like Adam Hound? Because once Meghan returns to London that August, things accelerate fast. By October, the press has wind of the relationship. By November, Harry issues a public statement defending her. And by spring 2017, she's living in Nottingham Cottage. There are a few moments where royal PR goes dead silent, and each one signals something high risk. The palace has never addressed Meghan's Yacht Week presence, never commented on Adam Hound, never acknowledged Meghan's pre-Harry ties to people in the royal circle. But here's the twist. Multiple reporters who tried to chase the Yacht Week story in 2018 to 2019 say they were warned off by sources close to the crown. One journalist claims they were offered exclusive access to Harry's charity work in exchange for shelving the story. Another was allegedly told, "There's more at stake here than gossip. This touches titles." What does that mean? It means if Meghan wasn't introduced through Harry, but someone else in the firm, it threatens the official courtship narrative. Worse, it risks implying strategic placement. Let's be honest, Meghan's climb was spectacular. From suitcases on Deal or No Deal to Buckingham Palace in just over a decade. But who really orchestrated it? Was she the lone architect of her rise? A brilliant, adaptive force navigating power circles with precision? Or was she chosen, groomed, and subtly guided by people with agendas of their own? Adam Hound's role suggests more than coincidence. He doesn't randomly invite people, he positions them. On yachts, in salons, in front of cameras. And if Meghan was part of that machinery, then her story is not just a royal romance. It's a royal operation. Look closely at the last 2 years. Harry and Meghan's exit wasn't just dramatic, it was preemptive. Their titles remain in limbo, half honored, half denied. Their children's lineage has faced scrutiny over naming, birth location, and legal status. Why? Because if Meghan's origin story is flawed, everything built on top of it becomes vulnerable. And if there was ever another royal who met her first, before Harry, before Frogmore, before Oprah, It introduces a potential scandal the palace can't afford. So instead, they tighten the reins, control the narrative, erase the screenshot. Too late. It started with an invite. If you're free, come join. But it wasn't just about being free, it was about being chosen. And Meghan was, by Adam Hound, by a system we're only now beginning to understand, and possibly by the crown itself, long before we were told. This isn't just a fairy tale with missing pages, it's a whole other book. And we've just read the first chapter.